It's Halloween, there's a chill in the air, it's hoodie season, and we're building Lego. Let's go. Welcome back to Brickanics and episode 8. I think it's episode 8. Yeah, episode 8 of building the battle for Yerbana City. This series follows my journey building a large-scale custom Lego Star Wars creation based on Season 7, Episode 9 of the Clone Wars. Last week, we built up the mountain. This week, we're going to tweak that mountain, get onto some of the landscape, and see what else we can get into. So, you know what? Let's get building. All right, our first order of business is to swap out these legs, swap out a couple other pieces on here, and make 3 more of these dwarf spider droids right here. And there we have it. There's our 4 custom dwarf spider droids, and I think these look really, really good. I'll once again thank Phoenix Building Studios for the design, and I'll put a link down in the description if you want to go ahead and build these for yourself. But what I basically did, in this episode versus the last episode is I fixed up the legs here. I used these droid torsos, which definitely make the legs look more accurate to what the actual design of a spider droid is. And then I actually went in here and just cleaned this up a little bit so it looks a little bit more sleek and realistic, I guess you would say. So, man, those are looking really good. And we've got our 4 custom AT-RTs here as well. So these are the mechanical elements that we'll have on the battlefield, and I think that's going to look excellent once we get minifigures on the battlefield. So I'll put a link down in the description for those AT-RTs as well. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to clean up a little bit of the landscaping. So let's jump in and do that. Nothing crazy, but I want to get in here and add a few more elements like this, these little rock formations here into the landscape to kind of break up that olive green a little bit. And then I'd like to add some more foliage on here as well to do the same. And then, just something I had noticed in the mountain from the last episode is this section right here needs to be broken up a little bit and blended into the mountain a little bit better. Kind of stands out a little bit too much. It's not terrible, but I could do a little bit better of a job there. And then Realbist, who is a great mock builder, and I'll put a link to his channel below if you want to check out a great mock builder, but he had mentioned maybe this one here and this piece here maybe standing out a little bit too much against everything else. So I'm going to remove those 2 things and try and work in some, more detailed rock work there that might help it blend into the mountain a little bit better. So yeah, let's do that. All right, so I've gone ahead and removed those sections and blended in some additional slopes and made it more random, kind of like the rest of the mountain is here. So I think that section there is looking a lot better. I'll show you something that I like to do as far as the technique goes with the rock work. It's nothing really special, but what I'll do sometimes is I'll take like a 1x1 like this and just pop it in like so. And then I'll take a little cheese wedge and I'll run it up against there just to add a little bit of unevenness, so it's not so perfect like maybe a regular 1x2 slope would be. And sometimes I'll come straight on like these, but in this case, since there's a lot of elements just coming straight down, I'll just throw this in here at a little bit of an angle, and that adds a different kind of randomness or jaggedness to that rock section there that helps break it up and make it a little bit more natural looking. So I'm pretty happy with how this is looking so far, and now we can move on to some of the additional rock work in through here. All right. I think that's good for right now. I didn't want to overdo it, but I did want to add some additional details, some additional foliage into the landscape just to break up that olive green a little bit and add some additional detail. So I think that's looking pretty good for now. I didn't touch this area right here because I'm going to look into adding some type of hut right here, and I think that's going to look pretty good. And also remember, we're going to have a lot of minifigures on here as well. I mean, like a ton of minifigures. So that's also going to break up that olive green. But yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. I like the added detail. Now I think what I'll do is come back here and finish out this area a little bit. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. You know, this area all right here is to be kind of more muddy and wet. So that's why this muddy path is here leading into the mining cave. I added a little bit of foliage there just to clean up those edges. And man, I've been having a lot of fun shaping pathways with this kind of raised plate design here, I guess you would say, or technique. You know, maybe I do it differently on the following MOC, but I wanted to try it out on this one, and I think it's working out pretty good. I like the way that it looks. So, yep, that's how that's going to work out there and lead into this area here. So I do want to start getting into the row homes here, but first I need to figure out the curb. And I have an idea for it, but what I'm potentially seeing as an issue right here is me not having really enough room to, you know, make a stairway or just some kind of pathway up to this door. It's kind of like the road just jets right up to the front entrance there, you know, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. I built the doorway ground level. Maybe in hindsight, I might have raised that up a little bit to have some steps going up into it, but we're here now, so I guess what I'm going to go ahead and do is maybe remove 2 rows of these. That way I can make a stone pathway that's gonna kind of go out this way and out this way on either side of that building. And then we'll have our row homes here. And I'm planning to have a stone pathway here and a stone pathway kind of here. You know, maybe it's just over here. I don't know, we'll have to see. But I'm gonna use a technique I saw on Instagram for that, which should look pretty cool. You know, the only issue is a lot of dark bluish gray, but you know what? It is what it is. I mean, that's kind of what roads, you know, these ancient roads, it's not like they had a bunch of different color stones and they were like, yeah, let's make the sidewalk a different color than the street. It's like, whatever, get some stone down and walk on something besides mud. So that's what it is. And I think hopefully it'll turn out looking all right. But let's go ahead and kind of get the curb in here and clean up this area just a little bit. There we go. Now we have just a little bit more room to work in here, and I think that's going to help us out a lot in making kind of a little pathway or a transition into the entryway of the temple here. So let me show you. This is the piece actually that I want to use for the curb, to raise up for the curb. So I'm going to run that across the edge here, and so we'll have it kind of raised up and we'll have a bit of a sidewalk there. So let's keep working. All right, there's our curb. And you know, I don't know. I mean, I think I like it. I mean, I guess I could have just used 2x4x2 slopes or something like that. But I don't know, I like it. It feels different than the rest of the road. I'd have to see what it looks like when I get, you know, the pathway or the sidewalk up here. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to look pretty good, but I guess the jury's still out on that one. But either way, I think now it's time to get this raised up just a little bit and start working on those homes here. Hey, you know what? I think now is a good time to say, if you're not subscribed to the channel and you want to see how this pathway turns out and how the rest of this MOC really progresses over the next several weeks, I'd invite you to hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode. And if you like the progress I've made so far in this video, hit the like button. It certainly helps other people find the video, find the channel, and find this MOC. So with that being said, let's keep building. Nice. Okay, so the way this has kind of worked out is that I'm gonna have 3 row homes, and I'm gonna have kind of the 2 end units stick out just a little bit further than the middle unit, which is gonna be recessed in about 2 bricks, just to provide a little bit of, I guess, extra, detail, having those kind of offset that way. I think it'll look pretty cool. I don't know how excited you can be over, an outline of buildings, but I'm pretty excited about this outline of buildings. But either way, what I need to figure out now is the stairs up to each entry, based on the depth of each unit, and then I can start, building upwards. So let's keep working. So I came in here off camera really and swapped out those dark bluish gray plates for these reddish brown plates because it's stone on top of mud. So I needed to make sure that the underneath still had that mud feel to it. So that's why I did that. And here are the stairs leading up to each one of our row homes, which are 8 studs wide, and the entranceway is 4 studs wide. I have 4 stud wide archways that I'll use for the doors, and then I'm going to craft some custom front entry doors using some tiles and plates, and we'll see how that works out. But yeah, looking good so far, I think. So now we just need to start building up these walls. Nice. These turned out pretty good, I think. Now all we have to do next week is put the roofing on here, and I'm excited to try a new technique for that in the next episode. We'll also build our 3 front doors that we're gonna put on these as well in the next episode. And I think I'll work on the pathway here, so that should be pretty cool. And maybe we'll do this pathway here as well. And then I don't know if we'll do it in the next episode or the one after that, but we need to build the factory here, which is gonna be pretty awesome. It's gonna be a more modern type factory to match kind of this aesthetic here, as well as like that there. So that should be pretty cool. Yeah, so pretty happy with the progress this week. Actually, a little bit more progress than I thought I was going to make. So yeah, I think things are coming along really well. So hey, look, if you're not subscribed to the channel and you found this video to be in the least bit interesting, hit the subscribe button and follow along. I got some new episodes coming up that I think will be pretty good. We're going to be wrapping this up here in the next few episodes, so pretty excited about that. Hit the notifications, hit the like button, do all that awesome stuff, and I really appreciate you guys watching this video. Thank you so much for your continued support, and yeah, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Later.